I'm a bit cold because I was cooking before in the kitchen and left the window open, and I'm a bit cold. I'm going to burn some incense because I keep forgetting I've got loads of it. Funny enough, this one's called Enlightenment, so I forgot like I've got a drawer full of them. Where can I put this? That is not good. I used to have a burner, sorry, and I don't know where it is. Hi, I know. I'll stick it in. I shall stick it in this for now. No, it's just a random little coffee chat because I'm just having a break from designing some stuff, or you know, should really be having a break. Hi, because I'm always messing about. But it's just a bit of a random chat. I went shopping before, only to get a few bits in. Our time difference makes me miss. I know. Just going to pull some cards as well because I haven't this morning. Went to the shops this morning, just the little shops, just to get some milk and random bits, even though I'm trying to get off milk. I don't have a lot of milk anymore anyway. Obviously, it's in my coffee. This is my first coffee of the day because I'm trying to cut back on that and sugar, and I've got no sugar in it, and it's okay. Had a homemade herbal tea this morning because I'm trying to cut down on coffee and that. I never used to be a big coffee drinker. And I sort of want to get off that as well. As I was saying the other day, Trinity, mind, body and spirit. So trying to look at things and slowly, you know, take things away. But like I said the other day, it is quite hard when you've been programmed, I should say, to do the things we do. But yeah, I went to the shops just to get a couple of things in, you know, a bit of bread and that. Ran out of bread. Oh, the cards fell out. Trust your own understanding. I love these pictures. Just let me pull these cards and I'll tell you what I was sort of laughing at this morning. And what I was watching last night. Because I don't normally watch telly, but I decided to just chill out and see if there was any films on. And, oh, another card's fell out. Oh, it's fell on the floor. Hard to pick up with these nails. Well, amplify your positive emotions. And one more card. Amplify your positive emotions. Positivity. Hi. Yeah, I might be on tonight. I was just having a break. You know, it's tiring sometimes to be doing the stuff I do and come on here as well. So these cards are just for everyone, and it's on 17. I'm seeing 17 everywhere. I'm not joking. It's all the time. How many messages I've got. How many... Oh, it's gone to 80. One more. Make a wish. Hi. So, yeah, I went to the shops this morning, and I only went for a few things, but then I ended up with a little bit more, you know, when you just see things on offer and talking about food as well. So I've got me bags. Hi. I see it everywhere, not just because of that number, but it's like everywhere I go on someone else's channel, they've got 17 likes. On my phone, 17 messages. I'm like, oof, channeling the 17. So I'm there, you know, little old me, with about 4 shopping bags of food, and 2 of them had 4 tins of beans in and 4 tins of, together, mushroom soup. So they were quite heavy. So luckily I live quite near this little local shop that I pop in, when you're just getting a few bits, which never ends up a few bits. So I'm carrying them back, and they're quite heavy, and I always have this game with myself, which is, I know it sounds mad, is no matter how heavy the bags are, I don't like putting them down until I get to my front door, even though my hands can be shaking like this, because I don't know if it's time for me to get one of the, sorry if anyone's got one, but what we call them is the old lady wheelie bags, where you put your food in, because my shopping's so heavy for me on my own. I don't drive, so ladies, men, if you know, sometimes you'll go in thinking, this wasn't this shop, but normally if I go to the bigger supermarket, it's like, which is only like a 10-minute walk, so it's not that far, but you think, oh, just nip in for a bit of milk and a bit of bread or whatever it is, and then you come out with like 5 or 4 bags, and they're really heavy, and you think, oh, I take the reusable bags, and I come out, and it's dead heavy, and I've got 2 on my shoulder, and I'm like this, and it's doing my shoulders in, so I'm thinking, is it time to get the bag on wheels, people? But I could get a bag on wheels, but it just needs to be a funky bag on wheels. But I'm thinking, no, don't care what everyone else thinks, because at the end of the day, if you haven't carried a load of shopping home, walking, because you drive in a car and you get your shopping, it's very easy. And you might laugh at these people with the little wheelie bags, if we're a little bit younger. But it really does do your shoulders in, people. Oh my God, sometimes I felt like crying with the amount of, like, shopping I brought home. And then I've said, oh, in winter maybe I'll get the, where you put it through and it gets delivered. But that's a pain, because one, it's good because you're not getting distracted off other things that you don't really want to buy, but you end up buying because they're in front of your face, because it's on a screen on the computer. But the only other bad side of that is sometimes you don't always get what you order, because they put something in place if it's not in. But it's just difficult when you're shopping on your own and you're walking. Exactly, who cares what other people... I just want a funky one. I've seen some funky ones. I don't want a dreary one. I want a funky one. And I want a decent one, because it's got to carry, a bit. Yeah, I see it as exercise, because it's like weights, because my mum does it as well, and you should see her arms, her muscles here. But sometimes it's not too bad if you're going for light stuff, but when you start getting like cans of beans and the bigger things, and you don't realise, and you put it all in your bag, and you think, oh my God, you just get outside the door and you think, oh, this is really gonna kill. Anyway, so I'm there at the little shop, so it wasn't that much, but it was still heavy. I turn around and I'm at the traffic lights. There's an old guy stood next to me, and he's got a big shopping bag with, you could tell it was heavy, because I could tell by his hands the way he was holding it, it was heavy. But he's there holding it, and I'm there with my 4 bags. I turn around. If you've done this, I'm just like, oh my God. There's like not caring about what people think, but I thought, why do people do this? There's a young lad with his daughter. I swear to God, he must have only had about 3 bags. They didn't look heavy, and guess where they were? See if you can guess what he was stood at the traffic lights with. I'm there with my bags thinking, well, I can carry them, and I'm a lot older than you. There's an old guy stood next to me carrying his bags. Hi. And just guess. A shopping trolley. He took it from the shops, down the street, round the corner, up the road. He was obviously going to take it to his house. I hope he was taking it back, because I'm thinking, he looked like a young, healthy lad with his daughter. Why have you got a shopping trolley with 3 bags of shopping in, and there's me, a lot older than this lad was, with 4. I'm just having a random chat this morning, having a coffee break, shopping. A few other things in a minute. And he's there. This old man stood next to me as well with a big heavy bag, and there's this young lad, looked pretty healthy to me, pushing the shopping trolley away from the big shops. I'm like, Well, if you're bored, Olivia, stop staying on. See ya. So yeah, just getting rude people coming in. Let's all go over to Olivia's channel and see what Olivia's talking about. She probably hasn't got one. I'll check you out later, love, and see what you're doing. So that was that. I just thought, I don't understand why people, you know, have to do that sort of thing. It's like, carry your bags. Why can't you carry your bags? Last night, I decided to chill out. Olivia. Oh, you always get rude people, and if you've got a YouTube channel, you'll always get someone. You'll always get someone who's just rude because it's not something they listen to. Then they sort of threaten you with, "I'm gonna unsubscribe." It's like, do I look bothered? Do I get paid to do this? And I don't get paid if people unsubscribe. No, not really bothered. If people don't like what I'm talking about, they're obviously not on the right channel, and it's not someone I would be on the same wavelength. So that doesn't really bother me. You get people who are rude, and you get people who they're just trying to put you off and stuff. But when you tend to go over to their channel, they either have just an account with nothing on it, well, basically just trolling. But I don't understand it. It's like, if you don't like it, why did you come in here in the first place then? You know, what are you wasting your time for then? There's no content on a channel. Yeah, it'll be yeah, exactly. JFK Jr., I must say, Dolly, I saw thought Vincent Fusker was that. Yeah, I saw Vincent Fusker, I think it was that one. He was at the top. Normally he's behind, he was at the top. I did see another video, I don't know if anyone's seen it, of who they reckon his son is. And it did look like him and her. And the lad, you can tell they have an earpiece in or something, because the lad kept moving about and he kept looking at the camera, and then he moved over to get better in the shot as well. Does anyone know where I can get the new... Oh, I'd love that. I've seen people talking about the where you can get the new JFK Jr. magazine. Keep it. My God, keep it when you get one. Kids are so screwed up, I found out, man. Oh, because they're brainwashed. Oh, Chris is on again. Chris can't just stay away. There's another one. Gone. Yeah, Chris obviously needs to go and get himself a girlfriend or something. Hi. But I decided to have a rest last night. I thought I'll switch the TV on and I'll see what films were on. I wasn't watching any channels of what was on, but I just thought I'll go and see if there's a film on. So, yeah, they're very frustrated these days. Don't know what's up with people. No, I don't mean everyone with no content is a nutcase. I just mean you get a lot in, because obviously some people, you have to make an account to comment and stuff, but some people do that as well just because they want to troll, and I just don't understand. It's like, you don't like anyone's channel, why be rude? Just don't watch it. How big is Q in the UK? I don't know how big Q is in the UK. I know there's quite a lot of people on my channel, more that are coming on that are English, that know. I know there's people who know because I talked to quite a few of them, but I'm not sure how big it is. Some people over here actually don't believe in it. Yeah, you're from the UK. Yeah, some people don't believe in it. They think it's a conspiracy theory. Like I said the other day, the Daily Mail were reporting on the Trump conspiracy and the JFK Jr. plan, because they're just putting that out there to the sheep who are watching telly to get it in the minds that there's a conspiracy going about. Don't believe it because it's only a conspiracy. When the word conspiracy was made up back in the day by the CIA for criminals, really, if you look at the definition, so that's all wrong anyway. Yeah, the Daily Mail report is hilarious. So no, people don't believe a word anyone said. And this is what I was saying about, I decided last night to watch, I've never seen it, you might have, because I thought it was aliens out of the film Aliens, and I don't like that film. I do like sci-fi films, but I just don't like that one. So I decided to watch old David Wilcock. Oh, I'll talk about him in a minute. So last night I was thinking, put the TV on because there's something's going to be on. That's it. And Flight of the Navigator was on again today. Something's going to be on. So, who killed JFK? Bushes. And the driver of the car he was in. Q's been quiet. When Q's quiet, that means things are happening. But I'll just get this out because I decided to watch Cowboys versus Aliens. I've not seen it before, so I thought, I'm going to watch this because it's the old alien thing again. Oh yeah, it's definitely the Bush family. They've got a lot to do with a lot, haven't they? That's why JFK Jr.'s magazine's called George, because he was pointing to George Bush, the Bushes. So, yeah, Daddy Bush and Senior. And I thought, I'm going to watch this and I'll write some bits down if I think it's, in with anything. And then after that film, guess what was on? I thought, ooh, good night tonight. It was Thor. So I watched Cowboys versus Aliens, whatever it's called, and thought, so I did notice in Cowboys versus Aliens, you probably think, oh, it's a bit of a daft story, this, but now I'm thinking, oh, we're talking about giants, if anyone's been listening, and funnily enough, loads of people are talking about giants now. Even my dad said, Waxman, I was watching Shady Groove, I think it's called Shady Groove channel, and at the end of his, he was talking about the giants, the Nephilim, the bits that are in the Bible, blah, 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 and all this that everyone's talking about because it's hidden history. That's not being, obviously, we're not being taught about it properly. So I'm watching Cowboys and Indians, Cowboys and that's another thing, Indians, well, Cowboys and Aliens, the film, and the aliens looked a bit like grasshoppery sort of lizardy, reptilian grasshoppers, because they do say there's some that look like that. They were mining for gold, and I thought, yeah, because the Anunnaki, they say they're mining for gold, and I thought, gold, and they were taking people, and but it was in the cowboy days, and then I was thinking, oh yeah, a bit like when I was talking about the fossilized giants and the Grand Canyon. That was what was going through my head, the Grand Canyon, how people have said it looks like burrowed out flesh, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, with the giant, the petrified giants. Said that I've heard that when a petrified giant lays, when it's down in the ground and it becomes one with the ground, I think the blood and plasma or something like that, I don't know what it is, turns to gold. So, yeah, metal, so because it's sinking down. So is that what the Anunnaki were mining? Mining the gold in the veins of the giants? That's what was just going through my head, believe it or not. And what else was in there? Then someone said something about God in this film. Said, oh, why does God, I can't remember exactly what they said, why does God not help or something? And the guy in it who plays the newer, I can't even think what his name is. Yeah, but it's odd. He was saying, you must know God and you must help yourself, which I'll probably talk about tonight, because what is it, what did he say? Oh, because when the aliens landed, and I'm talking about the film Cowboys vs. Aliens, because obviously you think it's a bit whack at first till you start looking into it, because they put stuff out in films. They made one of the alien ships crash, and they were chasing it. They went after it to find it in the big spaceship where it was mining gold. One of the little kids in it, I think, said, oh, fallen angels, it's a fallen demon. And he was like, And I thought, we've had discussions about this before. Yeah, the magic bullet, which they reckon was the driver in the seat. Now I'm talking about JFK turned round, shot in that way with, apparently it was meant to be a dart thing with fish oil poison on it. I don't know. Shot through the back of the head. That was by Bush, I think. But, sorry, I'm trying to find what I wrote down and I can't find it. But yeah, that film just made me think, that's what, because I've been talking about aliens, obviously, if you're on this channel watching what I talk about, different things, the Anunnaki, giants, this, that and the other, that film was like a twisted version of, I was like, because it also makes me think about, there was an Indian lad in it, obviously, because it was cowboys and there was a few Indians in it, and they were helping out as well. But the American native Indians knew about aliens, didn't they? And the star people, as they called them. Might talk about that tonight. So I found that film very interesting. Other people would look at it and be like, well, it's a bit of an off-the-wall film, isn't it? Cowboys and aliens, and yeah, it's a bit odd. But also, what made me think about the Native American Indians is I'm sure they have stories where it goes something about, they talked about the ant people. I've heard of an alien race called the ant people, or what they thought looked like ants. Now, in this film, when they were mining the gold, in, I don't know, where was it, the Grand Canyon, I don't know where it was. It had like the big, like, looked like ant hills, you know, the termite hills or whatever you call them. So it's a bit like, yeah, help the Native Americans. Exactly. So I might talk about that more tonight, because that's just what I saw in that film and was like, oh yeah. Then, oh, Kennedy built Camelot on Disney property. Disney. Well, where is it? Let me have a look. I don't even know where is that gone now? Looking for the Q map. Then Thor came on. Where is that actually? Just let me have a quick look. I actually don't know where the Q map is, but that's on the map. And then I watched Thor because, if anyone doesn't know, but Battle Earth thingy was that. That's what I mean. A lot of books and films, you just think, oh, it's a book and a film. No, they're trying to tell you history, but you think it's not real because, oh, it's a story. You know, it's a myth and a legend. Oh, there's something in myths and legends. The Leak Project. I've just been watching them. I think I've just been watching them. I will talk about... Yeah, I've got it written down there. I know it's back to front. The Leak Project. I'll talk about that in a minute. You might be that Indian guy. Thor's Day. Yeah, yes, I've heard that Thor's Day. Do you know, it just... See how good you all are. It all interlinks with us that are, you know, aware. I was watching Thor because he's always been one of my favourite, you know, characters. And I was thinking, I'm watching it with new eyes. If anyone knows the story of a guy that's supposed to have been with the military called Valiant Thor. So it makes me think, like, was Thor like the Valiant Thor? They put it out there in films because this was, I don't know if anyone knows when Valiant Thor was supposed to have come. Was it the 1940s, 50s? I don't know, but there was the story about Valiant Thor. Q was a miscue. Oh no, I don't get that. So I'm writing Thor down, I'm not looking. Oh yeah, because Thor and Asgard, where Thor came from. Thor is a god in noisy mythology. Yeah, mythology. And people think, oh, it's only mythology. Mythology and myths are stories handed down. The story came from somewhere. And Asgard, where he was from, was the beacon of hope. The beacon of hope, which I always talk about. If you haven't got hope, you've got nothing. The worlds of his was it his home was in the worlds of the tree realms, the tree of life. I see it as all these different religions and myths and all this all have the same sort of story going on, so they all come from the same thing, don't they? Talent Thor is a misspelling system. Well, there's lots of you know, weird stuff, but I did watch that. And like his father, when they thought his father had died, his father said in that film, yeah, realm the giants, the gods, or yeah, what we saw as gods. Because in Thor it said, if Thor came to Earth, or the people from Thor's realm, we saw them as gods. They were bigger than us. We saw them as gods. We worshipped them as gods. But they'd go to other realms and they wouldn't be worshipped as gods. We would, because that's what we think they are. But where he came from, Asgard, was the beacon of light. And when he thought his father died, the story was, wasn't it really, that it said, there's always a purpose to everything your father does, because his father sort of knew what was going to happen, and he was trying to see between Thor and Loki who was going to be the best king, because really Loki could have been a king, but he was from the frost giants. And there's the giants again. Frost giants. Giants are always in the fantasy films, aren't they? Giants are always in there. So that was I don't know, I was just watching that, I was like, oh, I love this film, and I just think there's hidden hidden truths in all these films and all these books. Yeah, the Greeks are told the history is true, not myths. Myths is all it is a story that's been handed down and handed down. Things might have got twisted, like I say, the Bible could have got twisted. People see it as a myth. It's not a myth. It's a story from what has happened in history. But we get programmed to see it as, oh, it's only a myth and a myth's not real. No, there's stuff in that myth that is real, but we see it as not real. Yes, Bigfoot, BFG, exactly. My dad said that the other day. You think of all the films as BFG, Land of the Giants, Jack and the Beanstalk. There was a newish one out where even my dad said yesterday, oh, I was watching something about the silica trees. You know, the trees were massive and where they looked like mountains cut off, they were trees. They were that big. They reached to the heavens. Why did they cut the trees down? Was it for good or was it for bad? Were they reaching to heaven? Were they the realms that we were supposed to connect with, spiritual realms? Because God lies within the spiritual kingdom. I don't think, and this is whoever just said before about the channel Leak Projects, which I do watch bits of, and it's all sorts of different stuff on there. There was a guy on there talking about, I think it was Doomsday Cycle, the Elliot Way theory. It was very interesting. I was watching that this morning. He was talking about, like, he's Christian. He believes in God, but not in the way of the Bible. But he said there's things in the Bible, symbology. They have twisted things and took things out. And I'm not saying that to anyone who's really Christian, you know, just do you know. But he was saying God is in the spiritual realm. That's where he resides, in the spiritual kingdom. So the thing is, when people say, oh, God's coming back and he's coming on earth, I don't think he's coming here physically. He's in the spiritual kingdom, in the spiritual realms. He can help. You know, I believe in the source. He can help. Yes, so us humans don't reach the heavens, exactly. He can help, but we are actually, how would you say it? We are actually, we need to, it's us who needs to do it. It's within us. We need to do it. We need to become the people we are, that we want, you know, to become what we want in the world. We are the gardeners of Earth, Eden, as I call it. I believe Earth is Eden. We are the gardeners of Earth. We should be helping with Earth. And people. And he actually said something about a guy that had actually it was a Chinese saying, which was something about a story on the lines of, hi, yeah, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Thank you. Thank you. We are the co-creators. We are waking up to realise it's us who's going to save us. We've got to get off our asses, wake up and be what we want the world to be, and that's through kindness, love, compassion and empathy. Don't care what anyone says, that is the truth. People are waking up more and more. He said, the guy on Leap Project, I suggest you go and watch it, it's good if you haven't. Yeah, Christ consciousness, thank you, is within. It resides in the spiritual kingdom. He's not coming in here to help us, we're going to help ourselves. That's what we need to do. We're not waiting, we've got to do it ourselves. So he said, the guy on it, I can't remember what his name is, he said something about a little saying in Chinese, whatever it was, and it was really good. And it was saying, in hell, if you want to see it as hell, you're all there with a big massive spoon, and it's hell because you can't eat your food because this spoon's too long. I think you're shackled up, so you can't move your hand enough to eat your food. So you're upset, you're in a lower vibration, you're in hell because you can't eat this food. The only difference with heaven is same thing, but you've got your spoon, this big spoon, but you're feeding each other that way. The spoon's longer, so instead of going, your spoon's here, I can't eat, you're just turning it and you're feeding the person in front of you and they're feeding you. So that's about being kind, helping each other. And that's basically what it's all about. Because like he said on there, like I believe, all it is today is me. Because it's the ego and it's the materialistic world where, if you want to say, that is where the devil hides. The devil isn't real as in a a horn being. It's the way we are in the materialistic world. Yes, we know there's things out this side. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but that's what I see it like. It's the way you think as well. It is your mindset as well. So these people who are all like, oh, can't do this. It's like, help each other. Feed each other. Help each other. That's why actually Q said in one of his Q posts, I think it was on something anyway, about don't spoil the plan. Don't, you know, if one falls, pick them up. If one asks a question, give them the answer. It's about helping people. It's like someone came on here the other day, and I don't mean to be putting that person down, but they were talking in a bit cryptic and saying, oh, I didn't understand this and I didn't understand that. Well, let us all know what you're talking about, and then we can discuss it. If you're not giving somebody the answer when someone said, well, what is it, you know, you're thinking then, because they were on the same wavelength of this channel, but they're not. And it's like, remember, nobody's better than anybody else. So if you've got some information, share it. This is what this is all about. It's about sharing information, whether we think it's mad, it's right or wrong, it's a bit bonkers. Who cares anyway? At least most of us on here are expanding our thinking. Like Hugh has actually said, expand your thinking. Yes, there's critical thinking, but if you think about it, if we've been lied to forever, which we have through history, everything's been twisted to take us away from what we really are. Even if some of the things are really scary and really out there, and because I think they did believe it. Well, yeah, sharing is caring. Exactly that. They did believe that humanity wouldn't be able to. I mean, a lot won't now, really, but it's better than it was. Will not be able to process this information, because if you've been lied to and programmed something in you from a child, and you've programmed your child, we've all programmed our children because we were programmed. I was talking to this about my dad last night. You know, even my dad and my mum, it's not their fault. They've been programmed, and their parents before were programmed, have been put in a program. And to break from this system is it's not easy. But of course, it's going to be hard for us to find out what the real truth is, because some of it's not going to be to the liking of what some people have been believing it is all your life. People don't like to be wrong, but at the end of the day, like the guy said on Leap Project, like I've been saying, we just want the truth. Be it aliens, be it whatever, even if people think it's whack, we just want the truth. That's all we want. We just want the truth. Like I said, you can't move on and evolve properly if we don't know where we came from, because this is what divides everybody about everything. You know, like I said before, race wars, religion wars, the women and the men at the minute. Oh, I've got something to say about that in a minute. Even the conspiracy split side of it. Oh, this isn't real, that isn't real. We've been lied to, people. So no one knows the God honest truth. Even things I've been talking about, I believe in, that'll be twisted. But there's bits in everything, and we're trying to piece it together, and that's all it's about. But the biggest thing I just say is, at least us who can expand our thinking when stuff starts to come out, which it is doing, because I can see it everywhere at the minute. It's not gonna like rattle your brain as much. Unbelievable false narrative to program us to control us. Exactly, because everything's been about controlling the higher ups, whatever you want to call them. I don't mean spiritual guides, I mean the elites, whatever you want to call them. It's all about control, illusion, and everything. It's like someone saying about the wedding the other day, the royal wedding. I haven't seen it. I don't even know what her name is, Princess Thingy-Majig, that got married, because I'm really not in, it's on 17 again, I'm really not into the royals. When people understand that they actually, Meghan Merkel or whatever her name is, she couldn't even call Merkel, I don't even know what her name is, Meghan, she's actually from a bloodline. They marry into the same bloodlines. That's what people don't understand either, but people think that's a conspiracy, but not really bothered about the royals. You know, not interested in royals at all. It's that we're above you. Everyone's like, woo, the royals. Like, no, never really been into him. Just never really been into him. And that keep it in the family. Yeah, they do keep it in the family because they believe that their bloodline is the strongest, the most powerful. The god, the alien bloodline, the god bloodline, whatever they believe in, the Illuminati bloodline, the Anunnaki bloodline, all this stuff you hear about. Whatever the truth is, they just believe their bloodline's better, and they like to keep it pure. So, and anyone who's talking the truth, they're seen as a nutcase. Even I think David Icke was talking about this the other day. He was saying something about I think I watched it this morning. I don't think I watched all of those. Something about, conspiracy theories, and he said it was made up by the CIA, years back to make people look like nutters, because you were trying to get the truth out. So they just call you a nutter, like they'd call me a nutter. So everyone just goes, oh, don't listen to her, don't listen to David Icke because he's a nutcase. He talks about reptilians, so nobody believes him. And it's like, why are you bothered, CIA? Why are you bothered then? Why are you so bothered? If you sort of get what I'm saying. Women are getting on my nerves at the minute. I'm sorry, I woke up this morning, I put my phone on, and I just saw, I think it was this morning program. I don't mean all women, I just mean these women. Hi, I woke up to this morning channel in the UK, but it was on my phone, and I thought, what's this girl talking about? Bye. And it was a woman who'd had a child. She was on her own, and she had a 4-year-old or something. And guess what the discussion was? Women, mothers, should be first in the coffee queue at the coffee shops. And I thought, we know the world's gone batshit crazy and we can see everything going on. But I thought, here's another one. Women again. Oh, I've had a baby, so I need to get to the queue at the coffee shop. What? I'm a mother. I've got a young one. I'm on my own. I don't expect to go in a shop, but I don't go in coffee shops because that's a whole different chat. But I wouldn't expect to go in a coffee shop and expect me to get to the front of the queue when loads of people are queuing. You know what we're like for queuing in the UK. Just because I've got a child. Now, some people are kind, and some people would see sometimes if a mother's stressed, because we do get stressed, and fathers, you could be a single dad or whatever. It can be stressing if a baby or a young toddler is, kicking off, screaming in the coffee shop, and you know what people are like, they'd probably rather get you out of the way. So someone might say, oh, do you want to go first? That's manners, and that's nice, but that isn't like what we're going to do, change the law next. All mothers, it sounds like all these wacko women out there that have gone right over the top with feminism. Let all the mothers go first. So basically, if all the mothers went first, you lot would never get in the queue, would you? I just thought, what? You're a mother. And a woman was having an argument with her as well. Oh yeah, Holly ones, yeah. She said, well, I'm a mother. She said, and I'm older now. And she said, yeah, you had a baby. It's a great thing, but it doesn't give you the rights to be first in the queue, first here, first there, first everywhere. Yeah, exactly. I'm a mother with a young kid, and I wouldn't expect that. But if someone said, would you like to go first? I'd be like, thank you. They've got nice manners. But you know what I mean? Don't go in the coffee shop then. Get yourself a coffee machine. But she was just sat there going, they did a poll on it, which was hilarious. And the most people that polled in, texting or whatever, said no. And I was like, good. Exactly, because all it's saying to me is, oh, because you've had a kid, you've got rights to everything. And then you're teaching your child, to me, in my head, is that, well, you don't have to wait in a queue, child. You don't have to do this. You get what you want when you want. No, it doesn't work like that. And the whole reason why kids are like the way they are today is people say it's not about spanking. You used to get a smack bum when you were younger. I did. It never, there's a difference between battering your child and just spanking them on the bottom, when they were little, when, you used to get slapped legs or something. There's a difference, but everything's gone batshit crazy now. The kids think they can do what they want. You got women thinking just because they've had a kid, something extra special. Yes, it is a beautiful thing, but we're not extra I've got my coffee here, you know what I mean? We're not extra special where we have to have first dibs on everything. I just thought this woman, and she wasn't a dead young girl either. I just thought, what are you talking about? To the schools. But I just thought, that was on the news, like, oh, it's a big thing. Yeah, but I think it's good to watch movies, because if you watch movies now and twist it the other way around, you can actually see the stories that they're trying to tell us. But everyone thinks it's not real. Yeah, feminism, that's just feminism gone wrong. That's like saying, well, the older people should go in front, or this people should go in front. And this woman actually said, yeah, I'm not surprised. This woman actually said, this other woman, she said, oh, well, if all the mothers came in, no one would get a coffee, would there? You're in a queue, you're in a queue. If someone says you can go first, then that's fair enough. But it doesn't just mean because you've got a child. Because what did she say, the woman? She said something like, well, I've had a kid and I'm tired. So I'm tired in the morning. I don't get much sleep, so I should be first in the queue. Right, well, instead of going to a coffee shop, make yourself a coffee in the morning if you're going out and put it in one of them cup things that you can get. You know what I mean? Are you incapable of making yourself a cup of coffee? I wouldn't mind. She only had one kid. I know it's hard for kids. I've got them myself, but I just thought, oh. I don't know, but it was trying to make out that women, it's trying to make out like, it's like suck it in, women, white women. You know, women are strong. They don't need to be saying, we need this and we need that. Look at us. We know. And we know that's a hard job to be a mother or a father. You know, it's not just the women. Fathers on their own. Fathers, doesn't matter if you're with someone or not. You know, yeah, we are strong, but we don't need to push it in people's faces like, oh, look at me, look at that. I don't need to be, hey, I need to be first in a coffee shop because I've got a child. It's like, what? Suck it up, woman. And just get on with it. She even said it wasn't a planned birth as well. So, you know, she just wanted entitlement. Yeah, the Disney is on the Q map. Disney's not good. 666 is in the Disney name. Hollywood stands for holly, as in the holly stick, wand, you know. It was really funny when, who was it? Oh, Bummer said, oh, what's Trump got? A magical wand. Yeah, he has. And then he turned around, was it, at the rally and said, yeah, we've got our magical wand or something on the lines of, and turned around like that. And when he went like that, that was the rally where Vincent Fusco was stood on the, not behind him, but on the steps further up. It's like, oh yes, we've got the Trump card. We've got the Trump card. You are Wizard Trump. We're all wizards. We're all magical. And that's another thing. That's another thing as well, is deck the halls. Yeah. Oh, what was I going to say then? When people go on about, oh, magic and this, that, and the other, and astrology and blah, blah, and alchemy and this, that, and the other. The thing is, the Egyptian days and all that, when everyone talks about all lost civilizations, back then, their astrology or magic, what people say was science. That's what they called it then. It was science. So when certain religions and things go, oh, it's evil, or, you know, looking at astrology is evil and the planets. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. The guy on the actual leak project, tinfoil hat, yeah, leak project, was saying how he did things in line with, I think it was the economy and something, looking at the planets and different stuff. I see no coffee. And it is. I was saying that the other day about the planets that come in line with different things, star charts and all these things that people are thinking, oh, it doesn't go off that. Well, actually, it does make sense. It does make sense. And I don't know, it was just a really good talk that we're talking about. And that's what it goes on about. Yeah, it was really good. That's what it goes on about, like, the people of God. We are the people of God. It's for us to stand up with a voice and to start doing the thing. I mean, they were talking about when people go on about the end of the world and this, that, and the other, and it's written in books, but it's not. It's the end of different cycles and different things. It's not always necessarily what you perceive it as in a book. You know, to me, it's the end of this evilness that's been running the world for a long time, and it's time for, because the people are seeing, and all I see on the internet, oh yeah, Obama, is a lot of people, I said to my dad the other night, you know, how much disclosure do you think there's going to be? Do you think it's going to all come out? I mean, there's bits coming out. Obviously, we've heard even the alien thing that we said on Q. Did planet alignment cause volcano? Well, there's a lot of different conspiracies, isn't there? Because there's the planet stuff, or people are going on about CERN, this, that, and the other. But then again, maybe it's a bit of both, because I do believe that. I believe, it doesn't matter, you might not, that's fine, but I believe, you know, Earth, Eden, when, I believe it's like a clock. So when we have our galaxy, and I believe there's many different galaxies within, you know, whatever, and then there's many extraterrestrials and dimensions around us. Just because we can't see them doesn't mean they're not there. The spirit worlds are there, and I believe that Earth, Eden, where the planets are, it's like a clock system, and when they move and come into line, like people say, oh, Mars is a bit nearer, and people going about planet Anubis, planet X, whatever, coming bigger. Things might have been nearer or further then, or the sun might have been this and the other, whatever it is. I believe it's like a clock, and when they are coming into alignment, when they come into alignment, that's when big things happen. Yeah, the wheels in the sky keep on turning, and different things happen, and then you get different vibrations coming in, different frequencies, and I believe the frequency of love is coming in, because if you get what I'm saying, I can never explain it properly. Yeah, sorrow storms, exactly. I do believe there's the planets that align and this, that and the other, but I also believe they've had the technology from somewhere as well to maybe move the planets or use energy to simulate what they do, so they can change the weather and stuff like that, which is against nature, which obviously some of these things are, and these evil ones are, because they're not going along with sort of nature's rules, are they? So that's how I see it. Who was going along with nature's rules? I see a lot of indigenous people, and that's where I go. But even in Africa, wherever, and that's where I go back to, like, indigenous people in Australia, Africa, American Native Indians, how they lied about American Native Indians. I think because they were spiritual, they knew about the proper ways of the earth and animals and the stars and the star people. As an Indian guy that I did what Native American Indian guy on, I think it was the Leap Projects the other day, was talking about, because he was one, is one, I should say, the star people. They knew about that, and that's why I believe when America was founded, and all these stories about the Native American Indians, and all they did this, and they killed a lot off, and apparently they put stuff on the blankets. They started leaving them tools and blankets and stuff. They got used to it, and they poisoned them. Sounds like the AIDS thing, actually, because AIDS is man-made, people, by the way, if you want to try and research about that. They man-make all these, a lot of diseases, wars and stuff. They did that to Native American Indians to kill them off, because I believe because they were spiritual and in contact with the things that we should know. No, you want to go and look into it. The things that you should know, you know, cutting the physical from the spiritual, they don't want you to know. So obviously all the people who believe in that sort of stuff and did at the time, oh, they had to get rid of, didn't they? Yeah, maybe they did. But like I said, there's all these stories that go on. Oh, this did that, and they did this, and they did this, and they did that. Some of them are true, some of them are twisted, some of them are put the other way around, because exactly everything's a lie to make you think something else, that, oh, they were really bad and we went in there because they were killing, or, but no, they weren't. They were protecting their own spiritual land, because some people came in and wanted to take over and tell them not to believe in that, and their God wasn't this and that, and blah, 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 like they do. So when you start actually looking into it properly and having a look here and having a look there, this is what it's about. It's about researching, looking into stuff, not believing everything you're told and everything you read and everything you see. You sort of feel it as well, like I keep saying, the film Avatar. More and more I think about that film, I'm just like, they remind me of, I don't just mean Native American Indians, it could be indigenous But that's what they reminded me of, because they were the tall blue beings, but you know, they made out they were the alien thing. Oh, they came along, didn't they? Now let's just say it was the Americans. It was an American film, so you know, they all went in like we were, trying to destroy everything, trying to cut the Iowa tree down. You know, the tree of life. Then you think about the big giant trees, because that was a big giant tree of life, and all the roots are connected. Hi, Tab 77. So what? Go and get a life. You know, all connecting, because it's a root system underneath, and it all connects. So they tried to get rid of that, and then they just go and destroy everything, don't they? And they believed in connection around us, the plants, if you've seen the film, the animals, when he killed that sort of wolfy dog thing. I don't know if you remember it. It was a weird looking thing. And she said, oh no, and then you had to say thank you to the animal because you took its life, and everything was in what's the word, in one with each other and connected. And that's why they used the hair to connect with the dragons that they flew on, and the horses, because everything had connection. And if you remember the film, at the end, all the animals came in and they were all fighting, and they were helping fight against the baddies, and they all came because they were all connected, and they were basically fighting for their planet, weren't they? The planet that they were on, which in a way sort of reminded me of Earth, all very green, maybe how planet Earth started off initially, because they just want to concrete everything these days. Eden is planet Earth. I see Eden as planet Earth. Also, I saw today a lady called, some of you might know her, Magenta Pixie, who does a lot of downloading from you know, your spiritual selves, or whatever you want to call them, higher ups. And today it was just amazing. She was talking about Kavanaugh. She was talking about to start taking notice of, which I do anyway, but I don't care if people think I'm mad. My mother called me yesterday about giants found in Texas. Exactly, your mum's talking about giants found in Texas. My dad told me yesterday, have you seen such buddy talking about giants again? Well, I would sound like that because it does sound pretty mad, but if you go and do some research, you might find out. She said, don't care, you know, at least I can think outside the box. She was saying, because I believe all in this stuff anyway, so it doesn't matter. She was saying about keep an eye on the alien channels, you know, the conspiracy channels, Antarctica, because, you know, we know about that. And what was the third one she was talking about? They'll be getting our help because Q's on it. The big Q thing, it's global, they know everything. That's why Israel's being left for last. 3 things. It was the alien thing. Oh, I think she just said spiritual sites. The alien conspiracy sites, as if that's what you call them. And anything talking about Antarctica. So I was like, yeah, already on that one. Don't know if there's any films on tonight over here, like that could be channeling in, because sometimes when you ask for something to the universe, it comes somewhere. Like you might put a film on and think, I bet some of you do it tonight. You'll think, I'll watch a film tonight, I'll see what's on, because I don't really watch telly, but last night I thought I'll just put it on and find a film. And then you're watching something and you're like, this is what someone was just talking about, but they've put it in a film the other way, and this is a bit odd. Like, it's not odd. The signs coming in. Signs. Do you remember that film, Signs? So, yeah, I'm just finding it interesting. And I was saying to my dad, because I said to my dad months ago about high petrified giants, and he was like, oh, and then he went, oh, Shady Groove was talking about it the other day, and yeah, they are. That's the thing. I don't do anything anyway, so I'm very clear of mind, and I can actually think and look at things, you know. So yeah, lots of kids go missing as well. Lee who? Yeah, you'll get a lot of people saying that about Q. I mean, I follow people who were into it, then they weren't because they thought he got took over. He hasn't. You know, but the thing is, when you actually look at it, when you actually look at it, the Q movement talks about everything everyone else is talking about. William Cooper, the William Cooper book, all that sort of stuff. Still rolls back to JFK, still rolls back to JFK Jr. It's mad. To the giants we were known as, yeah, the small humans, which makes me think of like, this is just being a bit wacky now. The bombs in Japan to wipe out Christian areas. Yep, yeah, it was, yeah, it was. Because there's that belief of people who believe in, you know, certain things. They want it wiped out, getting ready for the New World Order, because they wanted everyone to be, you know, Luciferian. Maybe we were, when they talk about fairies, maybe that was us. We were the small people, because some of these giants were massive, and compared to them, we would look like tiny people, fairies, little people. Sounds a bit whack, but it's like I said again, when you think about, a lot of films have giants in. Yeah, I can't remember that film much. They were like reptilians, ants. Well, apparently there's an ant race, and that's what apparently Native American Indian, ants. Native American Indians said they called some of the people ant people, so they must have looked a bit like these aliens that they say look like locusty sort of things. I don't know. And then you've got like they want us to have us like the Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, because if you think about all the films with giants in, you've got one of my favourite films, Wizard of Oz. Is it the Wizard of Oz? The Wizard of Oz have it in. Or I know The Return to Oz, if anyone... Yeah, Praying Mantises, that's it. The Return to Oz, the newer one, that had a giant in called the Gnome King. If you don't believe in it, it's just a bit of a laugh to some people, so that's okay, you know. But if you go off and learn some things and look at people's channels, you'll find Anunnaki, ant friendly, Navajo, and that's what made me laugh with the film. Not laugh, but made me think, oh my god, in the film last night, Cowboys and Alien versus Aliens, or whatever it's called, they you know, in America, I don't know where it is, in where the Native Americans live, or the Grand Canyon or whatever, I don't know, sorry, because I don't know what area it's in, but you know, these where this was on the film as well, where the land goes a bit like that, and you have these like big giant, they look like giant ant hills, and they're, Area 51, they're what it looked like in the film last night when they were mining the gold. Their spaceship was in that shape, and it tried to take off, if anyone's watched it, and the woman blew it up, but that area looked like giant ant hills, and I thought, who's talking silly on here? Oh yeah, I've seen, well, not these ones, but I've seen the you know, that shape, you know, the trees, the giant trees, the silica trees, because I think was silica more back in the day made of like, and the giants made of like crystal stuff. It's amazing how you get silly people on there at this time. They're just frustrated children, I think. I don't know. So that film was good. But you think about all the giant films. I mean, how many is there? There's is it Silicon? Yeah, Daydreamers. If anyone watches him, you've got Return to Oz, which had the Gnome King in it. There was a giant Gnome King. You had, was it Never Ending Story? You know, where the luck dragon in it. A big rock giants in that, because it was rock giants. You've got is my dad on chat? I don't know. What did I say the other day? Big Red Hellboy. They've got the rock giants on there. You've got Jack and the Beanstalk, especially the newish one. Even Thor, last night I was watching that, they were meant to be giant, more, you know, bigger people than us, as in godlike. There's just loads of films that have always had giants in. Don't think he did. It's a bit of a nasty thing to say, isn't it? No, he's not on here today. He'll probably be on later if I'm on, I think. Even that mountain from the movie. Yeah, the mountain from the movie First Encounter. Yeah, that reminds me of a petrified tree, because that's what Daydreamers talks about. You mentioned the park in Norway. Oh, that park in Norway. Yeah, there was a park, I think it was Norway. I will have to look through it. I'll have to tell you tonight. Yeah, he'll be getting wiped off in a minute, if he can't behave. I'll have to find whose channel it was on. It was about, hang on a minute. It was about, I think it was, I don't know what channel it was. I will have to find it. But it was a guy that had Googled some park. I don't know what park it was called. And a lot of the stuff in there looked like reptilian. Like the little sort of designs on the gate were like, they looked like the aliens out of Alien, with like wrapping themselves around people. It was just really weird. And then when the statues inside the park were all women and men and children, you know, with no clothes on. And this guy said, oh yeah, that's how I imagine heaven to be. But he said the odd one then here and there would have a man fighting with a man. A man looked like he was grabbing a woman and chucking her off something, you know, like a bit violent. And it was like, he said they didn't make sense. And then one of them was just there where it was a reptilian thing, lizard thing, wrapping itself around a woman. It was really weird. And then they had the circle of life, and then what are they called? I call them the needle column. What the one you've got in Washington? We've got one in London and France, because I think they are a bit Luciferian. This thing, and it was called the it was made of all bodies going up. You know, a statue. It's like, it was just really odd. Oh, is that what it's called? Yeah, and when I came across that video the other day, I was just like, now that is, normal people, I shouldn't say normal people, would not bat an eyelid at it, but it was a bit like, it's a bit weird. Yeah, symbology, it's their symbology. They go there, they know. Sheeple will just be walking around thinking, oh, isn't that nice? Oh, yeah, look at these statues. Where other people would be like, no, it's a bit weird. So, yeah, but like I said, the more and more you look around and you get into stuff, the more you'll see more people talking about the stuff, and that's what I'm seeing. You know, you're on YouTube, you see things recommended, and it's like everything's connecting and everyone's starting to connect the dots with different things. Even if people don't really believe it, they're hearing about it. And I mean, if you keep hearing about things, there's a reason why you're going to keep hearing about things. Like people who don't believe in JFK Jr. are going to start hearing a lot of it, especially if on YouTube, like I said, I don't watch telly. I watch a lot of YouTube because I don't like watching mainstream media, because they don't put anything out that we want to know. But when you start looking around YouTube, you start seeing things. It is an awakening. It's the Great Awakening. Oh, have you been there before? Are you from over there? Have you been there before? Oh, it's just really weird. You know, when you start seeing things and things start clicking in, you're like, oh my God. Yeah, that's what Q said. Symbolism will be their downfall. TV is unwatchable. It is. Also, symbolism will be the downfall, but we want our symbols back as well, because don't forget, they take symbols and switch them upside down. They revert everything, or whatever the word is, that they, you know, like I said, the pentacle sign, they switch it round for, you know, Satanism. The cross of Christianity, they do it the other way around. When Chelsea Clinton wears the little cross upside down, and the Pope's done that as well, but we know he's all evil, because by the way, at the top of all of this, on the Q map, you've got spirituality and technology here and something here, and right bang smack in the middle at the top of it all, above the Queen and everything, because you know the Queen and the monarchy has got a lot to do with it, is the Vatican, like I've said before, where they've tried to, you know, the Catholic Church, they tried to make people believe like, oh yeah, this is God. No, they're evil. The people praying there probably won't know that because they're brainwashed. But what's under the Vatican? As well as the horrible things, what are they hiding in the Vatican? What do they know? That's what I mean, nude statues. But when the guy looked at these statues, there was so many that he said were nice. So we're just talking about the park again. Yeah, all roads lead to Rome, exactly. Oh, I know it's hiding information. And, you know, the statue's like, oh, yeah, that's nice. And then the odd one now and again, you look at him, one looks like a man flipping a woman over because she's got pigtails in. Like, what's he doing that for? One looks like he's throwing her off something. And then there's two men fighting, and then there's this lizard thing, and it's like, why are all these bodies? And, like, people are thinking it's like, no, it's a bit odd looking at it now, because people are waking up and we're all like, And it's like when you talk about the Mandela effect, I was talking about that the other day. What's the statue called? I don't know if it's in America, where, I don't know what it was called. It's Thinking Man, where he was like this or this. I don't know which way around it is, but it's changed. If it was this, now it's this. If it was this, now it's this. I think it was that. Now it's gone to that, has it? Something like that. The shift. I don't know if anyone's onto the actual... The thinker. Right, I just need to go and switch the heating off because I'm getting hot. I had the heating on because I got a bit cold before, so I have to go and switch it back off now. But yeah, the thinker. Has anyone seen about how that's changed? Look at my grey hair. Oh, that's too hot. First to the forehead. Fist to the forehead. Yeah, is it not fist to the forehead now? I think it's just getting my... Got all my beads out everywhere. Yeah, can anyone... So I believe, was it fist to the forehead first and now it's not? Is it by... Yeah, the thinker. Yeah, has it... I'm not saying it has, but people reporting that it's actually not what it was. So, if it was... Sorry, just plugging you in. If it was to the... Was it here first? Was it like this? Now it's moved to this or something? Don't know if anyone knows. Hang on a minute. I need to travel more. I know. I do. Real Trump follower. Fist first. It was fist first, and now has it moved? Yeah, I've not finished. Not finished. It's still in the It's still in the painting mode. It's not got no detail on it yet. So. Doo-doo. Someone go and Google it. Someone Google it while you're listening. I'm sure it was here, and I'm sure it's moved. Name of the statue is Atlas Struggled, I think. Someone Google it while you're on here, if you can. I can't because I'm on my phone. The one in the Royal Museum in Paris is on the chin. Yeah, the one in Paris is on the chin. Why would it be on the chin if it was always been here? Where was the first one? Yeah, blue hair. Bluey purpley. Well, if you can't check it out now, check it out after. I'm sure people have been reporting it's not what it wants. Not what some other people had remembered it as. People may think it was this anyway. But I in my head, I always remember it being like this. Yeah, Mandela effects, yep. And if you don't know what that is, just, have a look around on YouTube. Oh, the rice experiment I might show tonight. If I'm on tonight. I think I'm on tonight, but if I don't come, it's just because I'm tired. And it's a Sunday. The rice experiment's going well. It's not changed yet, so we'll just keep seeing it's there still. It's great to be able to say nasty things at the hate one, if you're feeling a bit, But, the rice is supposed to, it's off Dr. Emoto's water crystals, but you can do it with rice where you put your thought and your energy of that, your intention, onto the rice. One is love, one is hate. Over some time you will see it change. Normally I've done it before. The love, because it's love and hate, love stays nice. It might get a piece of mould in it, but the hate goes really mouldy. That's the effect I got off it. You've got to put your intention on it of love, and the other one hate. So you can really shout Obama at it. Hillary, you're evil, you're horrible. Just put hate, 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 project it on it, and then love to protect everything, love onto it, and you should see a difference. Yeah, the love ice crystals are bliss. They are on the Dr. Emoto. If you've not seen it, YouTube it. I had the book on it. I was gonna, but I haven't got it anymore. When you project them, when the ice crystals and you project love, positivity on them, look through a microscope or whatever they are. The crystals are like snowflakes. If they have love on them, they are beautiful. You can say the words Christ or love or whatever, and they're beautiful. When the intention of hate was put on the ice crystals, like someone would say Hitler or whatever, they were deformed, they were awful, they looked evil, horrible. That just proves to you that your thoughts and your intentions, your way of thinking affect you and things around you. So that's why I say no matter what, always try to vibe on the positivity. If you fall, get back up. Yeah. And that's why I think I will be coming back with, maybe I'll talk about that tonight. I will be coming back on a Sunday. Maybe I'll do it tonight. I don't know. With the show that I was trying to do called, what did I call it? Happy Soul Sunday. Just for positive vibes, because I do believe that is what we should be trying to help people with. It's like I said that thing about the spoon before, the spoon being bigger, and people are like, oh, I can't eat my food because, oh, it's hell, I can't eat my food with this big long spoon. Feed the person over the way and they can feed you back. You be kind to someone else. Like when people say karma will come back. You're kind to somebody. It doesn't mean that someone's going to be kind to you that day, but something might happen down the line where you're in a sticky situation or whatever it is, or having trouble with something, and you'll get help because you helped somebody. I do believe very much in that sort of thing. And I've heard some great stories on YouTube about I don't know who you're talking about. About what you put out in the universe comes back, and that's why they fight so hard. Even some religious people, because they're being taught wrong. And I'm not, if any of you are religious on here, I'm not getting at you. It's just that I do believe they've put things in to make some people think that certain things are bad. Oh, don't do this, that's black magic. No, it's not. Like I keep saying, there's things that have been kept from us, and they will tell other people and brainwash them into thinking it's really evil, because they don't want you to use that information. They just want it for themselves, because it's that self is where they come from. They don't want to share the knowledge. Yeah, refuel with eye contact and a smile. I've said months ago, I've said to people, not on here, friends and stuff, when you walk down the street, people are I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people are miserable these days. They don't want to let on to people. They've got their head stuck in the phone. They're looking at the floor. You play a game called How Many People Can You Get to Smile? Look at someone in the eye, just smile. And you'd be amazed that a lot of people smile back. It's just that they feel, I think, that everybody's distracted. No one smiles, no one says hi, this sort of stuff. Yeah, they want us like mushrooms. That's a good one. Kept in the dark and fed shit. Exactly, they do. Yeah, smile and say hello. I'll just give a big smile a smile. If you smile at someone, if someone's going to look at you and just go, but normally a smile works is when someone smiles, you can't help but smile because someone smiled. So play that game next time you go out. Also, I've done that thing where you get a little bit of paper and you write a positive message on it and you leave it somewhere in the shopping centre. You do a few of them. I've done this before. People on here who've known me from the beginning have done it, and it's just giving someone a positive vibe that may be having a crappy day that day. It's all about putting positivity out in around us, because people need it, because I believe people are, there's not enough empathy. There needs to be more empathy and compassion and care and love. I know it sounds corny, but there does. People need to know there's people who care, because a lot of people think that people don't care. And that's why I've been shouting out before to other people on different channels. If you haven't got hope, you haven't got anything. We do care. People are waking up, and we're trying to show people, you know, whether you believe what people are saying, but the intent behind it, like the intent behind my channel has always been positivity. And even though some people might not believe in what I'm talking about, I'm just trying to figure out what the truth is, like everybody. The truth isn't what we think it is. The truth isn't what we've been told at school. The truth is more stranger. What is it? What's that saying? Truth stranger than fiction. It is. It's bonkers, but then again, it's great. Guess what I'm watching tonight? I missed last week, so I didn't realise it was on. Me and my son, my eldest one, who, you know, he's one of them, oh, mother, you're so embarrassing sort of thing. We're actually going to sit down tonight and watch. See if you can guess what you think I'm watching tonight. It's a bit, he loves it. It's got aliens in it. Someone's a woman now, even though he said today, well, I'm glad they didn't push the woman thing, because it's always a woman. I said, meh, because something's turned into a woman now. Anyone get what I'm talking about? Something they step in, yeah, I was going to say, something they step into that seems small, but it's bigger on the inside. Doctor Who. We'll be watching Doctor Who tonight. Because I think of Doctor Who now, and I think of, I don't know if it was the Daleks or the Cyborgs or whatever they were called. I can't even remember now. It's a bit like what's going on with AI, isn't it? They want us to turn us into non-human, non-thinking, non-emotional, no empathy, no feeling, no nothing. Yeah, she's a woman. Doctor Who's a woman now on the new version, because obviously everything's trying to be very womanly, isn't it? Because that's what I think that's been coming in the feminine, because. But it's gone too much, because, like I said, it has to be equal and balanced more than anything. You can't have women right over men and men right over women, but that's what they've been trying to push, haven't they? It's like that woman going on today about the coffee shop and having a baby. It's like, for God's sake. Exactly. But he said they weren't pushing it down, but yeah, so I'm going to watch that and see what they're pumping out on the programme this time, even though we've always loved Doctor Who, and my son loves it, and even I've said to him, do you know, what do you think? Do you believe in aliens? And he's like, yeah. She was in Broadchurch. Oh, is it the one who was in Broadchurch? Yeah, see, I don't watch a lot of telly. I did watch a bit of that. Yeah, we need to get to equal first. That's what I mean. We got there nearly when feminists first came out, and we all wanted, you know, equal this, and now it's gone. Phew. You know, you can't have, Ron and I said, you can't have. It's like this at the minute. They wanted it to flip, didn't they? Upside down world. It's like this, but it's about to go because the pendulum's about to swing. You know. Yeah, I remember. But that's the thing, that's why I believe the world does work on, I live in the UFO part of Norway. Ooh, do you see things? Because I sat outside the other week, late at night. I was having a drink outside, a coffee or a hot chocolate or something. I don't drink. And I saw an orb quite high up. I get a lot of planes across. It wasn't a plane, it wasn't flashing. It was going, I don't know if it was a red light. It glowed, and then it went dim, and then it glowed, and then it went dim, and then it glowed, and then it went dim, and it just went off. And they always look like really high up, like orbs, just. And I saw quite a few, and I was like, ah. But I was like, But I do believe there are other dimensions, you know, and sometimes they pop into ours. And it's like, I think anyway, why would they want to come here with the stuff that we do? All people want to do, I'm not saying everybody, just want to kill them and take over them and control them like they do with people here. They probably look down and think, flipping heck, don't go down there, because look what they're like, even though I believe there's some that walk among us. It's like Melania, I think she looks like a Palladian to me. You know, there's that story of the president and only throwing that out there, but who knows? Where did you see an orb? See, my sister sees a lot of orbs, not the ones in the skies, the ones in your house, you know, before they say something's manifesting. Because that's what they say, it's manifestation of its energy and stuff as well. And then you get the ones in the sky, you know. There is war going on now in space. Definitely there's a war going on in space. I mean, I don't know what it is. Is it the Anunnakis? You know, oh, Melania's look great. There is a war going on in space. That's why Trump has said Space Force. Space Force. Makes you think of Star Wars. People are going to think this is whack, but I've seen old footage of things going up. Yeah, things going. They look like orbs as well. You've got the Chinese satellite taken down. Yeah, remember the Chinese satellite got taken down. You've got there's so many different stories going on, and I have reported on some of them, and we don't know the truth, but there's definitely something going on. Yeah, they say that's a manifestation of something, the energy of humanity, you know what I mean? Yeah, they look like orbs. You got the spiritual one, and then you've got what we're saying are alien crafts and stuff, but there's definitely something going on. This is why I was thinking last night, my dad will always say, oh, it's the weather, but don't you think, is it this just me? Even in the UK, you can't always see the night sky because it's just frigging cloudy all the time. I do not remember it being this cloudy all the time. Like, they don't want you looking up. I know some places in America it's quite big, so you do get lots of probably spaces in some countries where you live, you can see a lot. But over here, it's like, there's always a blanket. I call it a blanket of cloud. It's like, I know it's cloud, but is it cloud? I'm like, it's always cloudy. Not seeing the moon for a few nights. They're really bright. A few weeks ago now, I've not seen it. Where's that gone? Is it flown away? I don't know. I'm just saying there's lots of weird stuff going on. Yeah. Grey in the UK, yeah. But it's just mad because it just seems to be, they don't want you looking up, but I definitely think there's something going to play. You hear all the stories of the Anunnaki coming back, that's what they were getting scared of. That's why the sun telescope things were shut down, though people got about China and this, that and the other, and there's all sorts of different things connected to it. The spacecraft's up there, they use the sun, they're coming out of the sun because that's the porthole. They're going, they're leaving because they know we know, and the Pleiadians are helping. There's always been a war between them two. There's like who knows? But all I know is there's something going on, and we need to know the truth. The high up in the governments, especially in America or different countries, know of certain classified information. As I said in William Cooper's book, Krill who got left here, all this stuff. E.T. was based on a real story. It's mad. Thank you. The first was a giant oval one. Then. Oh, it's raining a lot, but it always seems to be like a mist. It's always like when they say the veil, lifting the veil. I thought lifting the veil of the what? The cloudiness, so we can actually see the skies again and look up to Orion or wherever. You know, that's what the pyramids were aligned to, weren't they? With the star systems. It isn't hard to imagine two different empires fighting for space dominance right now while we are down here fighting for absolutely nothing, material things. Exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, it's raining today. I think it was raining yesterday. It was raining today because I went out to the shop. Every race in every dimension needs to take a step forward, all in. Yeah, because I believe that there's many different races. So, you know, this is where I always think of, like, we're fighting on Earth between different races and different cultures and this, that, and the other, because that's how we've been programmed and that's what the elites want. They want us fighting. But like I said, if an alien invasion took place, or even if, you know, they were good, bad, whatever, we'd have to all unite. It's like the film yesterday I watched on telly, Cowboys versus Indians. Now, in the beginning of that film, there was goodies and baddies, the men in it. You know, Harrison Ford and what's-his-face, can't remember, they were having a bit of a ding-dong with each other. And then when they found out about these gold mining aliens, they had to come together, to work together, to get them. And that's what we have to do for humanity on this planet, is to save this planet. God isn't coming. God is in my eyes, God is in the spiritual kingdom. That's where he resides, but he helps us with different things and, you know, ideas and stuff coming through, because it's us that are supposed to stand up as God's people to do it ourselves and stop being lazy and sitting there thinking something's coming. I think we do have help from other dimensions, and that's why I see there's different races in different dimensions. They fight against each other. But like I said before, if the Earth was destroyed, which some of them want to do, with nuclear weapons, that's why they've come in to say, no, you can't do that, is because if it'd affect us and Earth, but it would also affect the other dimensions that we can't see as well, in different realms, whatever you want to call them, because they're all connected. Everything's connected. Everything is one. Every universe, galaxy, whatever, all connected. And say they all have little strands off each other. If that little strand is broken, the connection to Earth, because don't forget, our Earth is like a library system of information and materials and biological and this, that, and the other natural resources for different things. If that strand, it's a bit like DNA, if that strand is disconnected, all the others will fall down. Like when people go on about their triangle or Illuminati, they're bringing it down. If that side of the triangle's brought down, it all collapses. So if evil's doing that to us, it's going to affect every dimension. So even if some of these don't get on with each other, like some races don't, they need to work together. Even if they don't think we're that important, Earth is to them. It's like a gem. So if it gets destroyed, they get destroyed along with it. That's sort of how I see it. We all have to work together because we actually all are from one. I don't see some aliens as like, oh, they're distant from us. They may be distant, but they're just higher up in their spiritual awareness and their how do you say it? Yeah, they're at a spiritual ascension, or whatever you want to call it. They're just moved on a lot further than us with you know. I think it's colourful. I see it as dark, but lots of colour and light and like energies, but it'll be colourful and they move and they vibrate, because that's what I sort of saw when I did that, what I thought was astral projecting or whatever. It looked like a wormhole, but it was all electrical light, like neon. It was purple, it was yellow, and it was nice. That's how I imagine it to be. And things moving about that don't look human, but they look more like electrical light, but they're living, they're aware. It's just different to us because they're not a physical thing. The spiritual is different than a physical body. It's lighter. So but my mum lives in Wales. That's how I sort of see it. You know, it doesn't matter if people don't think that. We all have different opinions on things, but sort of the same. But we're all, like I said, we're all just looking for truth at the end of the day. I don't know why people get so mad about, conspiracy theories or this, that, too. It's just people thinking, trying to think for themselves and trying to join the dots of like, oh, this says this in the Bible, but it says that in the Quran, but it says this in Buddhism, and it says this in that. Yeah, because it's all connected. But a different way of saying, oh, this myth says that, and that film sounds like this, and doesn't that sound like that in that film, but mixed around? Yeah, because they have to put truth out in the law, the universal law, but they don't want to put it out to you, to give it you, because they don't want you to know. So they wrap it up in other ways, in films and stuff, to make you think it's not real. They want restrictions on loving feelings because they open our minds to the universe. Yes, they do. Of course they do. And that's the thing. That's why they keep us down, dumbed down, keeping us in hate, keeping us in depression. That's why I said they want to make you ill. It's like, what was it? Disease is a lot of people say, if people were happier and coming together with love, and that is diseases. It's dis-ease, dis-easement, dis-ease. When you're down in the dumps and stuff, that's why, send my vibes out daily. That's what I mean. Sometimes it's hard, but you've just got to do it and remember that everything works off energy and light and sound and vibrations and a frequency. It's a frequency. You've got to send that frequency, your intention, your own frequency. Do you go on pay? That's where I found out about Q in January, his Patriot Soapbox 24/7. So I do jump in now and again. Daddy Dragon goes on from England, and Gran Torino. I've been on his channel talking about JFK Jr. And I know the Australians are talking a lot about the alien stuff over there. But that's what I mean. You can't have people think, oh, it's not real. Why is everyone talking about it all over the world? Why do people have same sort of similar stories? And like, I just don't get people who can't think outside the box. But then again, I can, because they're brainwashed with certain stuff not to believe that things are true. Lord of the Rings is on this weekend over here. It was on last night. It's on tonight. Love that film. I'll be watching that again because I just see that as connected. You know, you've got all the different races there in the film, all fighting for Middle Earth, aren't they? And you've got your trees in it and all that sort of stuff. Our consciousness are picking up on the universal vibe. Yeah, because they've shut it off for a long time. I believe also that we were meant to wake up at certain times. So certain people would wake up, like they say where that thing is reincarnated, and then keep your frequency high. You will start remembering things, and even if that's through dreams or something, it's consciousness telling you, and then people are starting to talk about it, and you're sort of remembering things, because then we can start waking up. It's like little seeds, star seeds have been planted, and you're remembering, and then everyone's getting out and everyone's talking about the same thing. The dome, is it being shown on the TV at the moment? What side? Because I don't have Netflix and all that anymore, because I've still not got my tablet thing, and I didn't really watch that programme. Yeah, the Tree of Life definitely is. And funny enough, that's what Thor talked about last night in the first Thor film, when he was telling her which planet he came from, and he was drawing it out, and he's like, oh, this is my planet, and that's that planet, he said, and it's the tree of whatever he said, and it was the tree, and it also looked like the shape of, I can't remember, it's on the chakra, something to do on the chakra, whatever, because like I said, it's spiritual, the Tree of Life. Giant trees existed for sure. Of course they did. I've always had a thing about trees, because I did really, 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 when I was about 4 years old in the army in the country, there was a tree, an oak tree, because I love oak trees, and I used to collect acorns and put it at the bottom. I was only 4, and I used to call it Mr. Oak Tree, and I used to sit near it and everything and dance around it and all that sort of stuff, because I lived near a forest. And I used to love it. I still do. Because trees are connected, plants are connected, they have the DMT stuff that everything has, and the root systems underground are a different underground network underground. They communicate to plants and each other, just like in the film Avatar. They said that in the film. And there's a woman, I can't remember who she's called, who did a lot of stuff on trees and the root systems and the little fungus found in the ground that connect to the trees and talk to the trees, because they have their own language, but underground we can't hear it. Like a dog can hear a dog whistle, we can't, because the enchanted forest, there's different frequencies going on. It's like when you say about ghosts and stuff. I believe in the spirit realm and everything. It's just that sometimes when you see a ghost or something, it's when it's come in, or a blip of an alien ship or something, it's when it's come into our frequency. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Sometimes they can't see us. Maybe we're a ghost to them when we come through. It's a frequency, and sometimes they blip in and out, and it's an energy as well. And if you're vibing on that energy, I think that's how we tap in sometimes to things. Yeah, the underground fungi, yeah. It was on Wisdom Teaching on Gaia. Yeah, the only thing don't know about Gaia at the minute, I love some of the stuff on there. There was a oak tree near for our resident beside. Love oak trees. Apparently one of my family crests thing from way back had a Irish, what do you call it, crest, what they called, had an oak tree on it. Yeah, the David Wilcock thing as well. Someone was reporting on Gaia, because I do like things on Gaia, but apparently he left, and is there something going on with Gaia? Because I do look into a lot of stuff, and I do know there's disinformation out there, and I do know a lot of people talk about alien stuff, and I know there's a lot of people talking about it, and there's a lot of people trying to doing disinformation, even though they are putting a bit of truth out, but they're trying to throw a few different things in there that aren't real. So it's all a bit of a mix up, but I still believe in, other entities and different things. Very enigmatic tree. Yeah, I've always loved oak trees. I don't know if anyone watches that or knows of that. There are 2 huge twin oak trees that make me smell like... Yeah, I love oak trees. I always look out for oak trees. I'm like, oh, oak trees. Yeah, that's what I heard. Wilcock has left Gaia because the CIA controlled now. So I don't think it was at the beginning, but I think someone said they put a video up because it was a woman that I was watching as well, and she said she doesn't put stuff up there now. She just does it on her own channel because they might get people in who are talking about the right stuff, but they're going to control the video and maybe cut bits out and this, that, and the other. So, because some people say no, they don't believe Wilcock, but if he's left, it's a bit like, well, if he knows and he's left, and a lot of what Wilcock said makes sense to me. He seems genuine, but then again, a lot of people do. But still, there's snippets of information everywhere. There's disinformation and information, but it's not saying that you know, the alien conspiracies are not true. I believe they are, but there's a lot of people trying to chuck things in there to steer us a different way. Yeah, I do. What he said makes sense. In The Wizard of Oz, the trees come to life, remember? Yeah, there's a lot of films where trees have come to life, like one of my favourite films, Lord of the Rings. I don't know which one it was in, where the trees came to life, didn't they? And they were fighting against, you know, so there's, yeah. That's why in one of these, where are they? In these cards, one of my favourite pictures, I'll show you if I can find it. Same with WikiLeaks, yeah. Has anyone seen the video that was saying that they reckon Julian Assange has been at one of the Trump rallies? Who'd think it might? I wouldn't be surprised because it's nice to be troll-free, yeah. And it did look like his lips and that, and I wouldn't be surprised because I don't think he's in the embassy, to tell the truth. And that's another key thing. I don't believe he is. This is one of my favourite pictures because it's 2 trees, obviously a man and a woman, but you know when they do like the tree pictures. See? And to me that's more about masculine and feminine, you know, coming together and working with each other and loving each other, and that's the way it should be. We shouldn't be fighting. And your root system, you're connected, and we're all connected. You know, people need to be, I heard on one of the channels today, you know, people need to be more getting into gardening and all that sort of good stuff. Like I said, connecting to earth, because that's what it's all about. That's what we were supposed to be doing. Yeah, that's why I love these cards, because the pictures on them are just, the artwork is just gorgeous. And this one's quite funny because I've not actually seen this. This is quite funny actually. Decision making. So on one side you've got fairies and all different things and animals and this, that and the other. Looks like a really nice world. And on the other side it looks like Isis and Egyptian, can you see? Egyptian symbols. I think I saw, that's what I mean. We don't know who's been at the Trump rallies. You know what I mean? All this stuff. It's just amazing. And his son as well. One who could have been JFK Jr.'s son. Because he looked really like he was trying to get into shot. He was looking at the camera. He moved to get in a better shot as well. Because they're always in a good shot behind the camera when they're there. So, what other pictures? Oh, talking about the Tree of Life. This is one of my favourites as well. Funnily enough, this is how some people see Earth as. Some people see the Earth as this, don't they? And they think it's stationary, and then the planets are the ones that move around as like a clock. I'm just sitting on the fence with all of, you know, flat Earth, round Earth. I'm just like, well, who knows? NASA lies anyway, so whatever. What else have we got? I'll do one more card actually while I'm sat here, because I'm going to go in a minute. But I might come on tonight. If I don't, it's just because I'm too tired, but I might come on, depending There's some films on tonight, so I might just have a filmy weekend because I don't normally do it. Illustrations of the Norse tree and like, yeah. Well, funny enough, I think I've actually got... I've not looked at this book properly, but I've actually got the poet, is it Edda? I don't know if that's how you say it. The stories of the Norse gods and heroes. What's this? The Aurora Borealis? Which this also makes me think. Antarctica, North and the South Pole, with the lights, top and bottom. I believe that, yeah, that energy goes through the Earth, and I think that's what's going out in a, what do they say, a torus field around the Earth, or around the, you know, whatever. And I believe that's what affects the frequency, and I believe maybe that's why they go down to the North Pole, because something there's stopping it from working properly. I don't know, like I said, we don't know the truth, but we know there's something going on in Antarctica, lost civilization, whatever, inner Earth, whatever it is. But I do believe this has something to do with it. Does it go through the Earth? Is it the frequency that's supposed to hold it all together? And I don't know, but I do believe there's something going on with this. But we'll see. So I might be on tonight. I'm not saying for definite, because I did want a bit of a chilling weekend. And bye Miss Q. I might just chill out and watch some films, because some of me, I like Lord of the Rings, and I'm supposed to be watching Doctor Who with my son. But I might just pop on. If I don't, it's just because I'm chilling out. Oak trees go in some unbelievable places strong. Yeah. Northern Lights appeared over. They must be gorgeous to see them. I'm just going to pick a card for everybody, just one to you all, before we go. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that chat. You know, some people don't believe it, but I just like to look at everything. Some people don't talk about some stuff on the channel because they don't want to discredit the channel. I'm not bothered about discrediting my channel, because I don't just talk about, you know, serious talks. I'm not one of them channels, and I'm not saying it's not serious. I believe it, but I'll just talk about anything. Gotta talk about stuff, people. Thank you. So I'll just pull a card, see what jumps out, as they always do. Oh, and there we go. Keep your dreams alive. Spiritual consciousness. Who was saying about a dandelion clock? Look, that's a dandelion clock. We've got fishes, and one fish is swimming against the fishes. Where is it? This one here. I know you can't see properly. These rhyme with all the sheeple. Let's swim the other way, people. We've got crystals. Crystals hold information and energy, and a lot of the earth is made of crystals, and energy comes from crystals. We've got lots of, you know, the universe around here, because it's all in with us everywhere. Flowers and plants, because, you know, everything is everything. Birds of peace here. This reminds me of swirling seas above, as above, so below, but sort of swirling consciousness. You've got tree branches in here. So I've been talking about trees. Sea over ahead here. It's. I know you probably can't see. It's the sea. That's where I say seas above. Water. But yeah, you see a lot in these cards. But like I said, keep your dreams alive. Oh, did you put some sparkly nail? Yeah, get your sparkle on. Mine's sort of coming off because I've been doing some. I'll just show you quickly what I've been messing about with. What have I been messing about with today? I'm trying to design some sort of weird, like, whimsical pieces of jewellery. I know it looks a bit weird at the minute. I'm just testing stuff out. I've done a... Oh, it's over here. Thank you. This is my first go at it, so I know it's not brilliant at the minute, but I was doing a necklace with, I was just testing it out with sort of like, it was meant to be a face, and it ended up a bit like a Buddha head, so I'm testing that out, but that was just a tester. I'm also making... And it is taking me ages, but I'm trying these tiny beaded seed bead bracelets because I want to do some spiritual jewellery, some like uplifting. Like I was saying to my sister yesterday, I went to my sister's and she makes stuff and she's trying to make these fairy dolls. Like I said, she's made fairies up there, but she's on a different thing now because I enjoy making stuff, but eventually I want to sell some stuff as well at reasonable prices, but as in to sell them because I get joy out of it. And I believe it's got good energy on it. And if someone else loves something someone else has made, not just me, things that you buy, of people, handmade stuff, and it gives you enjoyment, then that's a positive thing, I think. And it reminds you to be positive, if you know what I mean. It's like, I haven't got them on today, but I don't know if you've noticed, I always have like jangly bracelets and stuff on because I like them, and because they jangle, it's sort of a bit like how would you say, like, can remind you to be thinking in the now when you hear jingles, if you know what I mean. That's how I think. But yeah, charms, I have a lot of charms and things, and they're quite noisy, like, when you're moving about. I like that sort of stuff. It sort of can remind you sometimes to be in the moment. Yeah, well, what I've got to do is think of some ideas, do them, make some stock up, and then I need to get back on Facebook, not that I really like it, but only to sell, and then doing my, like, this is why I like these as well, because they were so jangly. I need to put something behind you. I said I'm going to make some books that people can write in, or dream books, because I did make my books before, but because I used to have these on the side of the handmade books that I made, with coffee stained papers and stuff, but I like them to have jingles on the side as well. These handmade jingles on the side as well. So I will be making some more of these books, because I do think writing down your thoughts sometimes, your intentions, your dreams, or whatever you want to use the books for, is a good thing. Put them in, and because they're pretty as well, they look nice in your bedroom. You need to write your dreams down, people, and you're getting messages. But yeah, I did enjoy making them, so I will be doing some more. Yeah, they were my own. I have made my own paper on things. They were papers dyed by me, cut up, hand stitched in the book. So all the papers were hand stitched in the book. The book covers were made. Everything was all handmade, hand stitched in, everything. So yeah, from scratch. They're not just a notebook where you've just covered the front of it. They're actually all handmade. But yeah, so I'm going to go now. I might be on tonight. I'm not going to say for definite because I feel a bit tired, but I might come on. But if I don't come on next Sunday, I'm going to be doing Happy Soul Sunday with things we can do to rev us up with positivity, even though I come in the week. But, thank you. So, yeah, I'll see you soon. And have a good Sunday. Thanks, Tapper77. And don't forget, you don't have to always come on, Tapper, I'm on quite a lot. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I just have this overwhelming thing that I need to, because I'm creative, I just need to sell some stuff as well. And last time I did my books and stuff, some people got them and they really enjoyed receiving them because I had all different ones, and it gave me, not just because someone was buying them off me, obviously you put a lot of, work into them stuff, it's because I just got great comments and I loved that people loved what I was doing, and it made me happy that I was making something that made someone else happy, when they received what they'd got, and I just love that. So, thank you. Well, you've got to remember, you may stumble, things come up, but you've just got get yourself back in that happy place, because people come into your life sometimes, events happen in your life, but I believe it's all for a reason. It's all to help you grow and see sometimes the things that are in your life you don't need in your life, or people you don't need in your life, and it'll keep repeating until you realise there's certain things that you either need to get rid of, rethink, deprogram from, or whatever. So yeah. Oh, thanks. I know, I can't on my phone. I've done pretty well today. I've not rid of him, not come back in yet, so it's only the couple. Aww. Aww. Hi, Charmed. I'm just going now. You've come in when I'm going. Oh, I'm knackered. But yeah, so like I said, don't you know, it's Monday tomorrow. Don't see it as a bad thing. Just keep positive and oh, I will be making some. When I've done some, I'll show them on here so people can see anyway. Because I need to get myself on Facebook or something, even though I don't like it. But you know, not to put myself on it, just to put my stuff on it. But yeah. And then when I've done these are going to have all little charms on as well. Look a bit like Indian bracelets. I don't know if you can see properly. But I'm going to do them in different colours. They do take a bit of time because they're very fiddly. I've wanted to chuck it through the window 50 million times, but I'll persevere because that's what I do. And just remember, keep your dreams alive. Just try and stay in the higher... Oh, the higher frequency. He's always on. He comes on all the time. I don't know why. I don't know if he's a child, somebody I know, or just a troll. He just does it all the time. I think he needs a girlfriend or something. But yeah, he's already been removed. I just think he's after a bit of attention, really. So yeah, sorry about that, Charmed. But I'm going now. But like I said, I might be back on tonight, so I'm sure they'll be back on again. Or if I'm not, it's just because I'm tired. But I definitely will be coming with a happy soul Sunday with different things. You know, like we did the rice experiment. There's another experiment I want to do, get you to do, which is another energy positive experiment for you to do. And we'll see. Yeah, exactly. They just make me laugh. So, I don't know. But yeah, cheers. I'll see you soon anyway. Like I said, I might be on tonight. If I'm not, it just means I'm either... Because like I said, I might be chilling out with my son tonight. My eldest one watching Doctor Who and some other stuff's on. But it depends. You just have to check. So I'll see you later. Bye.